Jack the Ripper. Jack the Ripper was an unidentified serial killer who operated in the Whitechapel district of London, England, in 1888. The killer was known for his brutal and gruesome murders of at least 5 women, who were all prostitutes. The name, Jack the Ripper, comes from a letter sent to the police, which was signed, Jack the Ripper. The letter included details about the murders that suggested the writer was the killer, although it is unclear whether the letter was genuine or a hoax. The murders were characterized by the killer's brutal violence, which included mutilation and removal of organs from the victims. The killer's modus operandi varied from victim to victim, but all of the victims were attacked at night, in the open streets, and in the same general area of Whitechapel. Despite numerous suspects and much speculation over the years, the identity of Jack the Ripper remains a mystery to this day. Many theories have been proposed, including that the killer was a doctor, a member of the royal family, or even a woman. However, there is no conclusive evidence to support any of these theories. The case of Jack the Ripper has become one of the most famous unsolved mysteries in history, and it continues to captivate the public's imagination to this day. Why he was called Jack the Ripper? Jack the Ripper was called by this name because of the brutal way in which he killed his victims. The term, Ripper, was commonly used in the late 19th century to refer to someone who cut up or shredded objects or materials. The killer's modus operandi included using a knife or other sharp instrument to violently attack and mutilate his victims, often leaving them with deep cuts or slashes to the throat and abdomen. The brutality of the attacks led to the killer being dubbed, Jack the Ripper, by the media, and the name has since become synonymous with the unsolved case. The name was first used in a letter, later known as the "Dear Boss" letter, which was sent to a London news agency on September 27, 1888. The letter was believed to have been written by the killer, and it contained the phrase, "I am down on whores and I shan't quit ripping them till I do get buckled," which led to the media referring to the killer as Jack the Ripper. The nickname quickly caught on and was used extensively in the press coverage of the murders, and it has since become a part of popular culture and a symbol of the mystery surrounding the case. Has Jack the Ripper identity ever found? No, the true identity of Jack the Ripper has never been conclusively proven. Despite many investigations and numerous suspects over the years, the case remains one of the most famous unsolved mysteries in history. There have been many theories and suspects proposed over the years, including doctors, aristocrats, and even members of the royal family. However, none of these theories has been proven, and the case remains shrouded in mystery. Many people have tried to solve the case over the years, and there have been many books, films, and documentaries about the murders. The case continues to captivate the public's imagination, and there are still many people today who are fascinated by the mystery of Jack the Ripper's identity. How does Jack the Ripper look like? Since the true identity of Jack the Ripper has never been conclusively proven, it is impossible to say for certain what he looked like. The killer was never caught or identified, and there are no known images or descriptions of him from reliable sources. There have been many artistic depictions and portrayals of Jack the Ripper over the years, but these are largely based on conjecture and speculation. Some depictions show the killer as a shadowy figure wearing a hat and coat, while others show him as a clean-shaven gentleman. There are a few contemporary descriptions of individuals seen in the vicinity of the crime scenes at the time of the murders, but it is not clear whether any of these individuals were actually Jack the Ripper. Some witnesses reported seeing a man with a dark complexion or wearing a peaked cap, while others reported seeing a man with a fair complexion and light hair. Overall, the true appearance of Jack the Ripper remains a mystery, and any depictions of him should be regarded as speculative rather than factual. Jack the Ripper letter to the police? During the Jack the Ripper investigation, several letters were sent to the police and media, purporting to be from the killer. There were 3 letters that were generally accepted as being genuine by the police and the public. These letters are known as the "Dear Boss" letter, the "Saucy Jack" postcard, and the "From Hell" letter. The "Dear Boss" letter was received by the Central News Agency on September 27, 1888, and it is believed to be the first letter from the killer. The letter was written in red ink and addressed to "the Boss," and it contained several references to the murders that had been committed in Whitechapel. The letter was signed, "Jack the Ripper," which is where the killer got his infamous nickname. The letter also contained the line, "I am down on whores and I shan't quit ripping them till I do get buckled," which led to the media referring to the killer as Jack the Ripper. The "Saucy Jack" postcard was received by the police on October 1, 1888, and it contained a message from the killer claiming responsibility for the murders. The postcard was addressed to Mr. Lusk, and it contained the words, "Saucy Jackie is up to his old tricks again." The "From Hell" letter was received by George Lusk, the chairman of the Whitechapel Vigilance Committee, on October 16, 1888. The letter contained a piece of a kidney, which the writer claimed had been taken from one of the victims. The letter was written in red ink and signed, "Jack the Ripper." The authenticity of these letters has been debated over the years, and it is not clear whether they were actually written by the killer or by someone seeking to exploit the murders for personal gain. However, they remain a significant part of the Jack the Ripper case and continue to be studied and analyzed by researchers and historians. How does Jack the Ripper case ended? The Jack the Ripper case officially ended without the killer being caught or identified. Despite an extensive investigation by the police and many leads and suspects over the years, the true identity of Jack the Ripper remains a mystery. The murders themselves stopped abruptly after the death of Mary Kelly, the last of the 5 canonical victims, on November 9, 1888. There were a few other murders in the area that were initially considered to be part of the same series, but these were later deemed to be unrelated. In the years following the murders, many people claimed to have solved the case or identified the killer, but none of these claims have been substantiated. There have been numerous books, articles, and documentaries about the case, and it continues to be one of the most famous unsolved mysteries in history. In 2014, the case was officially closed by the London Metropolitan Police, with the killer's identity remaining unknown. However, the case continues to be studied and debated by historians, criminologists, and armchair detectives, and new theories and suspects are still being proposed.